Hello, lovely students, welcome to the online course. So the first topic we are to discuss deals with the translation as it is. So take some notes, that will be really good for you. Translation can be regarded as a process and a result. While translating, you should understand that you work on every layer and every component of the language, starting with phonetics, lexis, morphology, and finishing with stylistics. So it means that you are to render to save the original message. And the question is, just arises here, yeah? What prevents us, translators, yeah? What prevents us from rendering the original, the authentic meaning, the message? We never are able to translate 100% well done, brilliantly. So why? How come it? The answer is simple. It's mentality and realia. The things that we can't live without and we should carefully analyze in order to translate without some rude mistakes, without making other people laugh at you. To carry goes to new castle. I'm sure you heard this phraseological unit quite for a long time ago, and maybe you have analyzed the best variant to translate this phraseological unit. Of course, we cannot use word-for-word translation. But here I need to highlight one more point. For the writers, who create their works living in Newcastle or writing or telling the stories about people who live in Newcastle. It's okay because they will understand the word-for-word translation. But for us, people who live, let's say, in Russia, to carry coals to Newcastle, if you translate word for word, it will be mistake. So here it's a good example of mentality and realia that lives in this phraseological unit, and we are to think about the best alternative, to find the equivalent or let's say analog. So translation is a very complicated phenomenon, having a lot of interrelated component in its core. Let's say source text and target text, rules, reality, and mentality. And we will talk about it in detail later. So here I need to highlight also three approaches, or let's say methods, the most fundamental ones. So there are really loads and loads of new approaches, modern ones, but I'll give you the most fundamental, the basics, yeah? So there are three approaches when we talk about translation, yeah? So I will check. The first is transformational, the second is denotative, and communicational. So these three theories are the fundamentals. So the first one, the transformational, yeah? Okay, let's begin with that. Transformational theory claims that the translation can be regarded as a series of transformations. We will talk about them later too. So it's transposition, it's replacement, addition, omission, different transformation, yeah, a lot of them. So it's kind of mechanical theory, yeah, mechanical. So translation is just, different transformations, that's it. Okay, the second theory, denotative theory or denotative approach. So I suppose you know the difference between connotative and denotative meanings, yeah? Denotative approach deals with the fact when the translation is a set of denotatums, and we are to find for these denotatums equivalents in our language, yeah, in the target text. Denotatums are given in source, and the equivalent should be found in the target text, yeah. So firstly we find denoted terms, we find equivalents, and then we formulate the target text. It's very simple, yeah, explanation, but I suppose quite understandable, yeah. And communicational theory, the most interesting for, I suppose, different scientists here from different spheres. I mean, linguistics too, also literature, yeah, because it's kind of, just communicational theory says that between the target text and between the source text, there is a user, so a person who will use the translation. A reader, a user, it's just the synonyms here. Uh, the reader, the reader, so defines the context, and we are to understand, to analyze carefully the context of the reader. It's kind of communicational theory. I mean, if I give you several different schools appeared in this area, if you think that the school should be translated as Schule, you are mistaken, because the reader is a person who interested in other spheres of life, and schools here косяки птиц, например, да? Okay, so communication theory claims that between the source text and the target text there is a user, and the user is the most important key figure here, and you should keep in mind and carefully somehow look through the different equivalents or analogs in order to render the message. So here we should stop. Please click on next lecture in order to learn more. For today, thank you for attention. I hope this was useful. See you later. Bye bye.